Here we are, again, watching another socialist experiment fail. Once again, we have to endure the suffering of another group of people victimized by promises of utopia. Every time this happens, and it's happened a lot, we hope this is the last time we see it. The truth about socialism is clear. We don't need another test. We don't need another experiment. Socialism kills. It's as clear as day. So how has the Democratic Party reacted to this incredibly public demise of democratic socialism? Dun, da, da, da! By making her the future of the party. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a democratic socialist. And don't take my word for it, here's the head of the DNC telling you she's the future of the party.
I have 3 kids, 2 of whom are daughters. One just graduated college, one is in college, and they were both texting me about their excitement over Alexandria because she represents the future of our party.
What a strange time to publicly align yourself with democratic socialism. Look at Venezuela and you see humans forced to eat stray dogs and animals out of the zoo because of socialism's failure. And then here you get socialism with a smile. A very big, sort of unhinged smile. Now you might think that the Democratic Party has long been the socialist party. And that's not exactly a crazy thought. I mean, if you look at the roster of the Progressive Caucus, you'll see a list of people who are essentially democratic socialists by voting record. There used to be at least a little embarrassment associated with admitting you're a socialist.
And guess what this liberal would be all about? This liberal will be all about socializing, would be about basically taking over and the government running all of your companies.
I love how they're just laughing behind her. And then there was a time that Democrats actually did pay lip service to the idea of small government and the free market. Remember this?
We know and we have worked to give the American people a smaller, less bureaucratic government in Washington. And we have to give the American people one that lives within its means. The era of big government is over.
It feels like a million years ago. Or how about this classic from Barack Obama?
We don't dispute that the free market is the greatest producer of wealth in history. It has lifted billions of people out of poverty.
Now, I never saw much of a sign that they actually believed any of that from Obama or Clinton, but the current Democratic Party doesn't even seem to want to fool us anymore. Look at this top 5 list from analysts at CNN where they rank the potential challengers for Donald Trump in 2020. I think you can say at least 4 of them can be fairly described as democratic socialists. Bernie Sanders admits he's a democratic socialist, and when he rolled out his Medicare for All single-payer health plan, a bill that, by the way, he also introduced in 2013 and was so embarrassingly socialist, it got exactly 0 co-sponsors, Sarah was joined by his side by Kamala Harris, Kirsten Gillibrand, and of course, Elizabeth Warren. Now, Elizabeth Warren will occasionally act like she still thinks capitalism is a thing. That's why when she wants to fundamentally transform it, she calls it the Accountable Capitalism Act.
So here's the situation. Since the 1980s, giant corporations have kept on growing, but more and more of the corporate earnings have gone just to the shareholders. They've sucked trillions of dollars in cash out of our companies.
Our companies? Do you think you own part of these companies, Liz? Seriously? Look, shareholders take their money that they earned as a worker and they invest it in a company, and then they earned a little bit more. They didn't suck it from anywhere. By the way, when they sell stock to somebody else and somebody else buys it, does that make them evil too?
While workers have been left out.
The benefit workers get is called salary. They don't benefit from stock prices unless they buy stock, which, by the way, they do all the time.
To cut down on the dark money that flows from corporations into politics, my bill would require 75% of directors and shareholders to approve of political contributions before they're spent.
Now this is incredible coming from her. The left just finished swearing up and down about a Supreme Court ruling that said you couldn't force some union members to make political donations that they couldn't control. They wanted unions to be able to force employees to make donations to left-wing politicians, whether they wanted to or not. Now, only after it's been overruled, they want to stop companies from using their money to donate to politicians? It's about as transparent as her lack of Native American heritage.
Right now, giant corporations only work for their shareholders, and that means they work only for the wealthy.
Insane? I can't even believe she said that one. No, not all shareholders are wealthy. More than half of America owns stock. More than half! And sure, rich people own more, but the bottom half of stock owners average $54,000 in stock. That is not crumbs from the table. And while the rich might be able to survive the hit to their investments, which would surely happen if Warren's plan was passed, the 55-year-old who's put money away their whole life probably can't. As much as Alexandria OcasioCortez has embarrassed herself in interviews and speeches and life in general lately, I sort of enjoy her presence in politics. She's a socialist. She admits it. She doesn't try to hide behind the lie of accountable capitalism like Elizabeth Warren does. Ocasio-Cortez owns her horrible ideas, and I say good for her. As Democratic Socialist Megan Day wrote in Vox, in the long run, Democratic Socialists want to end capitalism. It's not about accountable capitalism. To them, it's only about socialism. I mean, to them, the only good capitalism is a dead capitalism. So to review, at least 4 of the top 5 Democratic presidential hopefuls are socialists. Joe Biden is just creepy. Elizabeth Warren's plan for accountable capitalism isn't accountable or capitalism. And Venezuela is giving us all a look into our future. And unless you like a good barbecue of zoo animals, I suggest we run in the opposite direction.